Hello everyone, welcome to Future IAS. This is the Prelims Most Important Topics series. In this series, we'll discuss topics that are highly relevant for UPSC Prelims. These topics will help you to increase your accuracy and score more marks in the exam. So, the topic of this video is the advent of the European in India and their establishment. We'll study this in a chronological order, in which chronology they came to India, and the mnemonic to remember their chronology, and a map to understand their establishment locations. It is important to understand the advent of the Europeans in India in order to understand the modern Indian history. So the question can come into the prelims from this topic. So the Portuguese were the first to come to India in 1498. The first European to arrive in India was Vasco da Gama, who landed at Calicut, Kerala on May 20, 1498. He was welcomed by Hindu king of Calicut known as Zamorin. They established their first factory at Cochin in 1500. The other key establishment of Portuguese in India was the Goa, which they captured from the Bijapur, and it was captured by the Alfonso the Albuquerque. And the other key establishment was the Diu and Daman, which they established in 1535. The next European to arrive in India were the Dutch, who came to India in 1605. They set up their first factory in Masulipattnam, Andhra Pradesh in 1605. Their key establishment other than Masulipattnam in India were the Pulicat in 1610, Surat in 1616, Chinnasura in 1653, and Nagapattinam in 1658. After the Dutch, the next European to arrive in India were the English or the Britishers, who eventually went on the control to the largest portion of the Indian subcontinent. They came to India in 1608 when the William Hawkins reached to the Surat. From there he went to the Mughal Emperor Jahangir to seek trade privileges. They established their first factory at Surat in 1613. Some of their key establishments other than Surat were Madras, which they established in 1639, and it is known as Fort St. George. The second major establishment was the Bombay, which they received as dowry from the Portuguese in 1668. Then comes the Calcutta, which they established in 1690, which became the base for the Fort William, which was constructed in 1696. So also remember that the Fort St. George was the earlier British fort and the Fort William was the later one. After the English, the Danish came to India in 1616. Their first factory was Tranquebar or Tranquebar, which they established in 1620, which is in Tamil Nadu. And their other key establishment is Serampore, which they established in 1755. And finally, the last European power to arrive in India were the French, who came to India in 1668. They established their first factory at Surat in 1668. The other key establishment of the French were Pondicherry, which they established in 1674, which later became the French capital in India. The next key establishment was Chandranagar, which they established in 1690, Mahe, 1725, Karaikal, 1739, Yanam, 1751. Presently, the Pondicherry, the Mahe, the Karaikal, the Yanam comes in single union territory, that is Pondicherry, or the new name of Pondicherry is Puducherry. So the mnemonic to remember the chronological order of advent of European in India is pink ducks enjoy delicious fish, where P stand for Portuguese, DU for Dutch, E for English, D again for Danish, and F for French. So remember this DU and this D is different. This D is for Dutch, in delicious the D for Danish. So don't get confused between Dutch and Danish. Now this is the quick revision table for UPSC Prelims. In this I have mentioned the Europeans and their year of arrival and their first factory and their settlement and their other key locations with the year of their establishment. This table will really help you and you won't get confused about their chronology or their first establishment, and it will help you to revise at the last moment. And this is a map for visual understanding, where you can see the symbols representing which European colonizer each location belongs to and in which year it was established. For example, Yemen, it was established in 1725 by French. Surat in 1612 by the English. So in this way, you can remember all the locations on the map. You can screenshot this map, or I will upload the PPT of this video on my Telegram channel. You can download it from there. So thank you for watching this video. In this video, we discussed the advent of Europeans, and in the coming videos, we'll continue to discuss other important topics for the prelims. So make sure you subscribe to this channel. See you in the next video.